Hey, Torch Moms. We're back with another episode of the Torch Mom podcast, which aims to empower moms to live their lives to the fullest, embracing their desires and passions without guilt or judgment. Through open and honest conversation, we hope to create a space that encourages self-exploration, self-expression, and self-acceptance for all mothers. Backstage, we have Karman Kush, a torch mom taking on risks and crushing hate daily. Let's bring her up to get this torch talk started.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you so much for taking the time out to share space with us tonight.
Well, thank you for having me, beautiful.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this party started with lots of questions and conversation. So, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So, as a native Washingtonian, what aspects of your upbringing and surroundings do you believe have shaped your identity and values as a powerful mother?
Ooh, you just came out the box with that one right there. That's a damn good question. I would say pretty much a little. It's so that's such a hard question to answer because I mean I feel like I'm still growing, even though you just really you gut punched me with that one. Like I wasn't ready for that one, boo. Sheesh. Just, I'm
Sorry.
literally trying. No, no, because right now you captured me in the essence of I'm learning how to become a grandmother right now. I'm about to be a grandmother in a couple weeks, and so I'm asking me about motherhood right now. I'm trying to learn how to be nana, and so I'm like, but I would say, hmm, damn, that pretty much a little bit of everything within the District of Columbia. There was the good, there was the bad, there was a little bit of everything. Like played a major part in what I chose or how I chose motherhood. Like and it still to this day does. Like especially now with how DC is going. But because I mean I'm 42, so I grew up in the 80s where the streets were really bad, and then I saw a little bit of the quote unquote change, and then now I feel like we're going right back to how it was when I was young, but I'm not young anymore. But I have my son who's 21, and I'm trying to keep him out of. So it's ooh, this is damn. And now to know that I'm about to be a grandmother, like
So,
I don't even know what that means. Like I know what that means, but I know I'm not that. Like I know what my grandmother was and what my grandmother is. Like I don't want to let the grandmothers down. Like I want to be, but I ain't ready to be grandma yet. So I'm trying to swap everything into one thing, be the right thing, and still be the
mhm,
thing.
right. At the same time, right?
At the same time. Yeah. So I'm sorry
Yep.
for that answer.
Okay. So let's go with this one. In what ways has becoming a parent changed your perspective on life and influenced your personal growth journey?
Mm, mm, ooh. Okay. So, um, becoming a mother. Honestly, I'm gonna be an adult and a woman right now and say that I always dis, dispute myself when I talk about motherhood because when I became pregnant and decided to give birth because I wasn't one of those young ladies who grew up wanting to be married and have children. I'm not her. So when I became pregnant, I just it was a fight, and so when I decided to actually go through with it, I knew that at that time I wasn't ready to stop doing the things that I was doing in my life, and I'm not. I can only say that so many things, but it wasn't like nasty sex things. It was some street things, and so I. But I didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So with my son, when I gave birth to my son, I had a sister-in-law who she's rest in peace, Shemaine. She couldn't have kids, and so we I met up with her and I talked to her and broke down everything that I was going through and what I was dealing with, and she said, I got you. And so when I gave birth, she took in my son, and so
Okay.
he, she ended up passing away. She had cancer. She ended up passing away. And so the individuals that she selected to be his godparents during that process took him in because at the time I still was in these streets and I did not want my son anywhere near that. And I knew that for some reason I was too ignorant enough to give it up. And so I was still in it. I wanted to be a part of it, and no. So um, he went out into Waldorf and was, raised in a great neighborhood in a great being, and watching him do that and then realizing what I gave up, some so such a like watching him grow up and then knowing that I didn't play that much of a part in it, it hurt a little bit. And so I reached out and we started to build a rapport and a relationship. And so from there, um, now he's 21. He just turned 21. But between 13 and 21, we built a nice rapport and a nice relationship. And so I want to say that I'm sorry. My answers are all over the place. This is your questions are amazing. Like I wasn't ready for these, so it's making me challenge myself and what my battle over here. But yeah, my apologies for not having better answers.
No, don't apologize. We're fine. This is something
Okay,
that you're doing that's, outside of the norm, and it's kind of catching you off guard, right? And it's fine.
a little
And you're
bit.
answering it. So you could have just skipped the question. So I love you so much for sharing, with me, because you could have just brushed the situation off and we could have kept moving to the next question, and you didn't do that. So I respect you enough for being transparent with me. So I'm listening regardless of how you say it. That's our conversation.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, make me cry.
Wow. That's dope. That's amazing. I mean, so I'm going to be transparent with you, right? When I was pregnant with my daughter, I felt the same way. And I had my sister-in-law there with me too. So I
Mm,
definitely can relate. So keep going. No matter what your question, how you answer from my questions, it doesn't matter. I'm here to listen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I mean, now we have an awesome rapport. He's about to be a father, so I mean, I'm over here trying to help him out. But yeah, like I'm still growing. I'm still becoming a mother. Every time when Mother's Day comes up and people say Happy Mother's Day, then I thank them for even saying. I mean, not thank them for saying, but I always I don't want to say check them, but I tell them like I don't want to seem unreceptive, so I thank them, but I tell them, like I'm not a mother. Like I gave birth, I did, but and even though my son says it to me and gives it to me, and I receive it from him, and I don't check him or correct him, but certain like because I don't ever want to come off like I'm mother of the year or anything like that, because there's mothers who really need to be recognized and really be treasured on that day, and I'm not one of them. Yes, I did give birth, but I did not raise my son, and therefore I am not a mother. So I'm not about to be. That's like a father just because he gave some sperm and that's his child. If another man raises, then that's his father to me. Like that's I'm sorry. So, but but I in us in the time that we've spent with each other, like I've been able to learn more about him and be with him and things like that. So it helps, but I don't ever want to come off like I'm because I'm not.
Yeah. Well, so I don't care. I see you as a mom because you came back around. You made sure that he was safe. You did what needed to be done, regardless. That's a mother. Okay? So, yes. And you're on the Torch Mom podcast because you're a torch mom. That's torch. That's taking on risk and crushing hate, regardless. Regardless. So, let's go on to our next question because Kush and Convo is a thing. Okay. What inspired you to start your online talk show?
I was having a bad day and I stumbled into a lounge uptown and I was at the bar and I heard music. Now I knew I didn't know the song, but it sounded like a live performance. And I was like, is this? Did I stumble into somebody? Like I didn't know what it was. I just knew I needed a drink. I wanted one, and I was in that bar, and so I happened to go over to the area where the performance was happening, and engaged in it, and I was like, "This is who is that? What the fuck is going on here? This was free." And because the person that was performing, it was a nice like selection, whatever they were, well, not whatever, because at this point I know what song it was, but at that point I didn't know. But I was like, "Who is this? What is this? This was free? Like, or did I just sneak in here? Or I didn't know what was going on, but I just knew it was dope." And so after they went off, somebody else went on. I was like, "It's a lot. What's going on in here?" Like I had never been to an artist showcase or anything like that, so I was like, "Oh shit!" And that's what it turned out to be. And so I ended up that while they were performing, I walked off into like this, like off to the side, and there was a guy sitting over there with a microphone. He was talking and looking like he was interviewing somebody. So I'm like, I'm like, what in the hell did I walk into? And so I sat down next to him and I'm just listening to him talk to the dude. He's like, the dude's telling him where he's from and the songs he's dropping and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, who are these people? What is going on here? And so I found out that they were doing it on a weekly basis every Wednesday. So I started going up there every Wednesday and I'm meeting all these new artists in the area. I'm like, y'all from here? For real? Yeah, and you oh because at that point all I knew was go-go. I mean I knew it was a couple of rappers. We had Fat Trail, we had Shaq Mizzy, we had I think there was one other little rapper, but other than that, I thought that's all that was in the area because that's all I heard about like to the radio. And so but I just heard some really talented people in front of me. Like, who are these people? I want to know. I love music, so I like what I just heard. And so as I was coming on a weekly basis, I kept meeting people and sitting next to the guy, listening to him do the interview. So one day I ended up talking to the co-host, and I'm like, "Who are you?" Because I heard he had like an accent, and I'm like, "You're not from me." He's like, "No, I'm from Texas, Houston, Texas." And I said, "Oh wow, that's dope. Like, okay, cool." And I was like, "What made you come up here?" So we got to talking, and he, asked me to be his co-host. That like I want to get to know these people too. Like I'd rather know them while they're here before they blow up, and then they will remember my ass from talking to them while they were here. So I'm getting to know. I'm doing the interviews, and um, at at some point in between, the guy who originally was doing the interviews and one of the promoters for the event, they got into it. And so once that happened, the guy from Houston was like, "Fuck y'all, I'm gone," and left. And so when he left, I was like, "Oh no, I want to still do like I want to talk to these people. I want to talk. Oh my God, I want to talk to these people. I need to know these people. They gonna blow up, and I wish I knew these people." And so at that point, I'd done so many with him that people had gotten to know me a little bit. And so it was a guy who had stumbled into the scene. Well, not even stumbled into the scene. He had been coming. And so once he seen what happened, he came over. He was like, "Hey, man, look, no, you can do it yourself. I got some people I can put you with." Nah, 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 nah." I was like, "For real? I can do this? I can get to talk to these people?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, well, shit, fuck it, let's do it." And lo and behold,
Okay.
but it started because I
Okay.
wanted to know about the dish, like the way I support outside of my area. I would wanted to support my area. Like I didn't know it was this type of talent in DC. Like I've flown out of town to see or to do this or to like to support. I want and since I've been in support of those here, I've flown out of town to see them. I've flown to Cali to see a comedian. I've flown to here to see Florida to see a rapper from me. Like the same, and I tell them that like I ain't looking for no deals, no handouts. I see the talent. I know y'all about to be the next somebody, and before you become them, you will know I fuck with you and yeah, like I'm not waiting until you blow up. I'm gonna know you when you here, still trying to get there, and once you there, I'm already there with you.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So you started out just checking out the situation, then ended up being a co-host, and then ended up taking over.
Yep.
What's up? That's what's up. So you made it your own, named it Kush and Konvo, and so that was it.
Yeah, for the most part, the guy who stumbled onto my side and said, "Hey, you can do this yourself." That's the one who kind of got in my ear. He saw how my energy and and how I kind of came off. And he was like, "Look, why don't we do it like this?" And he suggested to me to maybe bring it to the bedroom. And so I was like, "Oh, I could do that." And that's how that came about. Because before then, I was just still doing it at the club or at different events. And so that when it started really being my own show, he was like, yeah, and then he was like, "Let's do it in the bed." And so it's been in the bed.
Okay. So you have a new season coming up soon, right?
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be looking out for that. And all my listeners, please make sure you follow at Karman.Kush on Instagram and stay updated on what she got going on. It's a definite must. So my next question for you is, how did you venture into the entertainment industry while continuing Kush and Combo?
Uh, just really out here doing what I grew up watching those who I wanted, who aspired me to do what I'm doing. do, and that's get out here and hit that concrete and really network, really get out here and meet the people, and really, yeah, um, yeah, just really network and meet the people. And then, I mean, I came from the era of no internet. Now the internet helps. I mean, that definitely, puts a, but it really is getting out here and meeting with the people, meeting with the people, meeting with the people. Like, because had I not came out into the scene, I wouldn't know about any of these people. Like I said, the only people I'd heard of at that point was Light Show, Wale, Shy Glizzy, and Fat Trail. That was it. That was the only four names that kind of really was up there, out there, kind of known, sprinkled around, heard about. All these other people that I know about now that I'm listening to, that I've turned other people on to, is because I got out here and I hit this concrete. I was out here in these streets. I wasn't waiting for somebody to tell me or for me to hear. Like I was, but had I kept doing that, I wouldn't know about them. So, yeah. I keep trying to suggest to almost everybody who's thinking it's so easy to just roll over and all of a sudden you're a rapper or you're a comedian because you can put a video up, you can do this, you can, like, it's not. I come from, you had to get out here and get known.
Yep. Yep. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. Getting to the pavement and putting that work in. And word of mouth is everything. So, the internet is a big social media, all these different platforms is a big deal. But at the end of the day, that word of mouth is everything.
Yes,
So,
yes,
can I
it is.
ask, what does Torch Mom mean to you?
I mean, it could mean so many things. So if you want the sophisticated, because I'm sophisticated, so sophisticated part of me would say that torch mom means torch mom means that you set a fire. Let me know. Torch mom, I would say, means that you really do set a fire. Like you set a flame. You're here to leave a mark, like a flame would do, and your offspring is going to do the same. You're both going to leave a fiery flame, and everyone's gonna be able to follow that path. I'm gonna leave a fiery path that everyone's gonna follow because they're gonna be like, oh my God, yes, I'm gonna. Oh.
I like
I want to be a Jewish
I like
mom.
it.
I'm
I
gonna be
like
a
it.
Jewish grandma. That's it. I'm gonna be a Jewish grandma.
Yes. Okay. So, when it comes to your experience starring in music videos and skits, share some insights with us on that.
Oh my God. You could not tell me. I'm sorry. First of motherfucking all, you could not tell me in my own little mental mind that I had to make myself feel like I was really somebody. So you could not tell me in the first music video I was in I wasn't gonna be on BT or some shit. I thought I was like, oh shit. No, but no, it was great experiences. Again, I got to meet some behind the scenes, so I got to meet new videographers and photographers. I mean, just makeup, like everything. Like the person who does my hair now, I met her on set. I met like yeah, again, it's me networking. Like I got to meet a lot of other talented people that but when I got into that world, I kind of thought I was somebody like, oh, I'm booking videos and stuff. Yeah, I'm music videos, I'm in skits and things. I'm in movies
Yes.
now. Man. Come on, that movies now, girl. Hold up.
Yeah. Okay. Let it be known. Let it be known. So, what has been the most rewarding aspect of being featured in movies on Tubi?
Just being featured in movies on TV. Like growing up as a child, that was my. That, I mean, not of course not being in movies on TV, but being in movies. I wanted to be an actress when I was a kid. So when I finally, out of all of the things that I've done thus far since I've ventured into this world of Karman, Kush and Konvo, um, that like when I finally met Roosevelt and got to start and the crazy thing is I it meant so much to me when I met him. He was looking for extras. I went to go be an extra and I did so good as an extra. So good as an extra. I was three people in one movie. Three people because I was that good as the first one. So he made me a second one and then a third in one
And a third
movie.
one. Yes.
I'm three people in one motherfucking movie. and then, because I was that good at them three, I'd have been in every movie since then. And every time he had auditions, and I'm like, I'm coming to audition. You ain't got
It tried to blank her
I'm
out.
sorry, dude.
It should
No,
load right back.
hello.
Yeah,
Oh
you still
no,
here with me. I can still hear you.
okay. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. My mom had called. I was like, no, mom, not right now. But no, because I've done so well in the movies, he has like rewritten script. I was supposed to die in the last movie. He rewrote the script, and now he's writing a whole new movie so that he can have an offspring of that one. And yeah, so pretty soon I'm gonna be getting a little a star on the Walk of Fame and things, and Torch Mom podcast will be, honored. I will be, yes. And so yeah, we about to blow up.
Yes.
You was that
Look,
smile
that
is
is
about to
amazing.
be in Hollywood.
Man, that is bomb. Not one time, not two times, three times. And then come on
Three.
back again. No audition.
Yeah,
Just come on. We know you got
yeah.
it. We know you got it. Hook
Yeah,
us up.
yes, I swear he say that
I
every.
love
I'm
it.
like, "Man," and I'm like, I don't want to ever assume that. I don't want you to ever think that I think I'm too good to like I'm coming audition. He's like, nah, you got this. Like, okay.
Right. Mm.
Oh,
And I know it tickle you every daggone time.
yes, I swear.
Okay, so how do you prioritize self-care?
You said, how do I prioritize self care?
Yes.
um, I don't. That's my problem. I've encountered someone who's assisted me in doing better at me doing it, but at this point, right now, he does.
Got it. Okay.
He's
Well,
literally
at least
over
he's
in the
real
corner right now,
there.
pointing at himself like this.
Well, I'm so glad that it's sports for you right now, so it can become a habit.
I needed
Mm-hmm.
this Oh man, thank you so much.
Yes,
You do not
that is
know how much
needed.
I needed these last few days.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Okay, so multiple roles in the entertainment industry. How do you stay true to self?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's a shit. Honestly, it really isn't hard to if you're already and you just are. In my eyes, like it's I don't ever be fake with myself, so I'm always true to myself, and so if I'm playing a role, then that's when I get in the character. So I don't even say I'm being fake. I'm getting in the character. And yes, that is a. I mean, being in a character is being fake, but I'm playing a role. So once I get off that role, then I'm back to me, and that ain't it's yeah, that's natural. So I ain't even. And
That's what's
honestly,
up.
when I get the characters for which I'm being requested, I try to manifest the character into me to give them what they're looking for. So like if it's some type of energy or vibe that
Mm-hmm.
I need to give off as I'm then but for the most part I'm gonna do it like if this was me in this situation, how would I carry it? And that's how I come at it.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Um, so considering your son is now an adult,
No way.
how do you anticipate your relationship evolving once you become a grandmom, a grandmother for who don't know what a grandma is? It's a grandma. And how do you envision balancing the roles out?
Honestly, I don't know. I've been, trying to catch up on old shows or things, old sayings or things that I did with my grandparents or my grandmother, or see how my mom is with how she like. I try to just, really because I grew up in the era of real grandmothers. Like I'm not a real grandmother, and so I don't wanna. I want my grandchildren to get what I got as a grandchild. Like I don't want them to grow up in this world where it's just all this cute little. Like I'm cute and I'm gonna be a grandma, but I want to be a grandmother. Like I want to give real lessons, real structure, real like just I don't know how to explain it, but like how I felt with my grandparents and like that's what I know of grandmothering and grandfathering and grandparenting, and so that's the era I grew up in. I didn't grow up in what I'm given and that being grandparents. Like when I would see a grandparent like that, it would blow my mind because it's like, dang. So it's like I don't want to come off I want to come up with. I'm giving them some structure, some this, some that, some nurture, some. Yeah,
Mhm.
they can come get some oatmeal and some grits.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Shoot. No. Yes, for real. I understand exactly what you're saying. Shoot. Okay. So now it's time for the spicy side of Torch Talk. Before we dive in to these thought provoking questions about relationships and intimacy, I want to remind everyone that this podcast aims to foster open and honest conversations.
Okay.
Our guest today has kindly agreed to discuss these intimate topics, and we appreciate their willingness to share their insights. Please note that discussing sensitive subjects requires mutual respect and consent. So we've created a comfortable and safe space for our conversation. If at any point, Karman Kush, you feel uncomfortable, remember that you have the option to skip questions or choose not to answer. With that said, let's explore these important aspects of personal growth and relationships together. Okay, how have your past relationships influenced your perception and approach to love and intimacy now?
Mm. Woo! It has affected. Well, okay. First of all, let me address that I am bisexual, so I prefer pussy over dick, but I'll take both. And um,
Okay.
I would say for right now, I have an interest in a male. But I'm standoffish in the sense that I just want to ensure that it's going to sustain beyond sexual relations. So most of the times when men are interested in me, initially it's always also sexual, and then through us, fucking the shit out of them, or giving them some bomb ass head or something, then they fall in love. Now they want to get to know me. At this point, I'm over them because either their head was some
Mhm.
shit, or their dick was. Either way, I don't want either one, nor them. But now they all in love because I didn't fuck their brains. But had they, had they allowed us to build some type of rapport relationship, we probably could have sustained past that. I could have worked through that. We could have got past the whole sex shit. But that's now they want to be in love, and I'm over it. And so over that time with men, I've going through that with on the male side, the male that I'm currently involved with, I'm kind of offing him with sex. Like I won't. We've had he's got some grace. Like he's worth staying with, but right now I want to make sure it sustains
Okay.
past that. So I want to make sure we had, and right now we soon we had it's almost 3 years in November. It'll be 3 years since I've known him and we've been talking. So um and we have a great rapport. And that's the one that was just over here pointing itself. But yes, and, but on the female side, uh, because I'm so into like I always tell any male that shows any real interest in me that they'll more than likely lose me to a woman before they will a man. Like I'll leave them just off of how a woman looks versus a man having to get to know me. And um
Okay.
and so I'm learning. I've kept myself away. Lately. I haven't been. The last relationship I had with a woman was I ended in 2019, 2020. So I haven't been around any women because I know how I am. As soon as I see one that I like, I'm on her. Like I'm trying to get her. And so I'm trying to mature more so on that side than I am on the male side. But over the years, in my 42, um, I would say that I've matured a lot. I've come a long way as it comes to relationships. What I have to work on more so is my friendships, like my actual friendships. Fuck these people that I'm fucking. Like the friendships that I thought I'd have that I would still have or
Okay.
has kept. The last I'll say maybe the last 7 years have been really rough in my friendship years, and yeah, I've been trying to work on that. There's only one friend right now that I have that I've had since we were 12 and 13. Other than that, all of my other friends that I thought I would have had or still had are a little off or off. Not either a little off, like we
Okay.
kind of still, but or we don't at all. And so it bothers me because I mean, these are people that I've traveled the world with, that I've I've done like we've grown up together. I know their family, they know mine. They like it's weird. We went to college together, things like that. Like I don't know. That's the relationship that didn't get any. I don't know, they seem like they got worse. Whereas the sexual type stuff that got I worked through that.
Mhm. Mhm. It's super crazy when it comes to friendships. And I can say like what 2 years ago, it was bothering me so bad. Like, what happened
Mhm.
to my friends? And you have disagreements, you walk different paths, and you even have friends that you walk different paths with, but you still stay in contact, you meet up, things happen.
Right.
But I've grown to understand that people were only around for that season and those reasons. And once I grew past so many things, it's like I lost so many in return. And
Mm.
I feel more thankful for that than hindered by it, if that makes sense.
No,
Not
it does.
hindered in the way, oh, it was stopping me from doing anything, but it's just building the understanding of like what's going on with my friends, you know? So I definitely could feel you on that. 100. I could feel you on that.
Thank
Crazy.
you.
Yeah. So, can you share a personal experience or story that shaped your views on vulnerability and emotional connection?
Mm. 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 Shit. Um. That's yours. You are. Yeah. Okay. I so many things that has happened in my life that I could share, but I'm trying to think of the best one. Or really emotional. I would say possibly this sexual assault that I experienced when I was in college, and
Okay.
it because how can I explain this? I mean, it was my sophomore year, and I was already I barely had made it through my freshman. I made it through my my first semester. I mean, my first semester. My yeah, my first semester of my sophomore year, and we just got back. We were going. Somebody was I can't remember if it was. I want to say it was Samantha that was having the party. One of the bitches in Barbie Hall was having a party, and me and my roommate went, and the guy she was seeing, his roommate, yeah, what the fuck was he drinking? I want to say it was something brown. It had to probably been Remy. No, because we didn't have no money. It was something brown. I remember that because at that point I still wasn't fucking with nothing white. So we were drinking and um, eh, I always swear up and down this was like a Law and Order SVU episode because I be swearing he flipped me something, but I think I just drank too goddamn much. 'Cause at that point, I hadn't started smoking yet. I started smoking in college, but I didn't start smoking yet, and so I I remember kind of like passing, not really passing out, but like shit was just, I don't know. I kind of lost focus, and I ended up the laundry room.
Mhm.
In the laundry room, and I vaguely, I know we didn't get to the point where we had sex, but he was like doing things to me, and that's when
Right.
I kind of started coming to. And so when I'm looking around, like what the fuck, and I start to like kind of go off, and so I'm getting
Mhm.
loud, and he gets to panicking and starts to put his stuff on, and so I realized in that moment that okay, hold on, I'm not. I I can't allow myself to be that trustworthy, that vulnerable, that like I can't. I have to get my guards up. I have to really like yeah. That was like the flag on the play. That one right there because yeah,
Yeah.
that
Like at
that
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 point, I
really
needed to know my limit and cut it.
yep.
Yeah.
And I think I became a smoker next week. And cut drinking. Cause drinking,
Like you said,
I started drinking
drink.
when I was like maybe 12 or 13. I started speaking Boone's Farm, and I was drinking from then on up to
Okay.
college. Like I didn't smoke anything. I would be around sessions of smoking and all that, but I took Dare in like fifth or sixth grade, and they made it seem like that was the gateway drug to everything else. So I didn't want to get on crack. So I wouldn't smoke weed. Like I watched everybody smoke, and then I saw some of those weed smokers progress to like dippers and all types of other things. So I was like, maybe there was right. This is gonna make me progress. And then I had drug addicting family members in my family, so I didn't know if I would fall in that line or anything. So I just didn't try. And then when I got to college, when my
Place
best
too,
friend she
right.
made when she came down and I seen that she made it to college, but she was smoking and she was stuff like, oh shit, she all right then fuck it. And that's when I got on and I've been smoking ever since. But before then I was drinking like so. When I first got my freshman year, that's how I barely made it to freshman year because I was fucking the bar up. So I learned that night. I learned no more. We gonna cut down on the drinking. The drinking, flag on the play.
Mm, done with it. Okay. So, how do you navigate societal expectations and norms surrounding relationships and intimacy? And what advice would you give others struggling with similar pressures?
Oh wait, could you re-ask that?
How do you navigate societal expectations and norms surrounding relationships and intimacy?
I just be myself. Um, One of my big things with my brand is being like how I come off. I hate that women have to damn near wear a turtleneck to be given respect. Like I shouldn't have to come off a certain way for me to be considered to not be considered a hoe or a thot or this. Like it doesn't.
Hmm.
So I just continue to be myself. I do not allow anything or anyone to try to really bring me down. It happens here and there. I'm not going to say act like it can't and it doesn't, but I try not to. And if it does, then I try to build that back up. Because no, I'm not going to let society tell me what I
Hmm.
am not, cannot, this, like, no. Mm-mm. That's again another reason why I agreed to do my show the way I did it because I shouldn't have to sit in a chair and prop up and I can be in lingerie in a bed and have a drink and still have an educated conversation. I read books. I went to school. I know how to
Mm-hmm.
spell. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make it
Yeah.
me any. I'm not any less
Yeah.
educated because I don't have on this or I have on that or I did like no, no, no.
Yep. I love it. So that's that. I love it. And because be yourself. Who really cares what other people have to say?
Hello.
Seriously, they not living for you, you know?
At all, at all, at all,
So
at
yeah,
all.
I, I agree. And I love your platform. I love how you free for self. I love it. So keep doing what you're doing and keep crushing and conquering shit.
Oh,
Period.
thank you. Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Yes, I did too. I did too. We had a great conversation, some major laughs. So that's definitely great. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience, or is there anyone you'd like to give flowers to before we close out?
I would love to give flowers to you for letting me come on here and share my little pain and joy. And to my son, who's about to be a daddy,
Yes,
and to my mother for
congratulations to
giving me
him.
life and letting me be. I know, girl, I can't believe it. I don't,
Yes, and thank you, Mom, for making Miss Carmen Kush so we could be able to share space with her. Yes, thank you so much, Carmen, for giving us the opportunity to share space with you. We truly appreciate your time and energy.
thank you.
Negativity is forbidden and energy is power. Didn't have a backstage pass to check out the live stream? It'll be available for viewing on YouTube on the Torch Mom podcast. So be sure to subscribe, like, and share. If you have experiences or questions to share, send us an email to the Torch Mom podcast at gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at the Torch Mom podcast. Remember, what you desire, you already have. We love you. Stay torch.